The word on every Nigerian's lip today is corruption. The cankerworm stares us in the face everywhere we turn. And one begins to wonder, why has corruption become a way of life despite its devastating consequences? We all have to come together to make a resolve to put an end to these menaces once and for all, for the betterment of our country, Nigeria. Good evening and welcome to the program, The Eagle. My name is Aisha Gambari. With me on the program is Aisha Mohammed. Hello, Aisha.
Hi, Aisha.
How was your vacation?
It was okay. I had so much fun and I'm relaxed.
I know. I saw all the pictures. Welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much. Good evening to you out there, and it's nice joining you again on the program. Please stay tuned for more.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
On the program today, the trial of Colonel Samba Dazuki, retired, a former security advisor, and 5 others before Justice Hussaini Baba Yusuf of the Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja could not commence owing to an application of stay of proceedings filed by Dazuki.
Still on the arms deal saga, a Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Abuja has granted Olisa Metuh, the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), bail in the sum of 300 million naira.
Also today, we will bring you reports on the proceedings from the Federal High Court, Lagos, where the trial of the former Director General of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Patrick Akpobolokemi, and 5 others has commenced, with the startling revelation of how a fashion designer, Chukwuemeka Benjamin, was paid over 500 million naira for services not rendered by the Maritime Agency.
Please stay put as we bring you details of this and many more right after the break. Don't go away.
For me to buy correct motor, for me to take make my dough.
We begin today with a report on the ongoing trial of Colonel Samba Dazuki, retired, a former National Security Advisor, and 5 others before Justice Hussaini Baba Yusuf of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, sitting in Maitama, Abuja, as the trial failed to commence due to an application of stay of proceedings filed by the accused person. Kamila Gebi has more on this report.
The embattled former National Security Advisor, Colonel Samba Dazuki, retired, filed an application asking the court for a stay of proceedings in his ongoing trial over alleged mismanagement of funds meant for purchase of arms. He told an Abuja High Court that government has no moral and legal right to prosecute him, having been in contempt of 3 high courts that admitted him to bail. The case was earlier stalled on January 22, 2016, due to the absence of the defense counsel, who wrote to the court that he had to be in Kogi State for an election petition tribunal matter. When the matter finally came up on the next adjourned date, defense counsel Joseph Daudu, SAN, brought an application challenging the disobedience of the federal government to the earlier bail granted to Dazuki. Daudu submitted that the federal government cannot go ahead with the trial, having disobeyed an order of court which granted bail to the accused person. In the application, the Suki is praying for an order of court prohibiting the federal government from further prosecuting him on the 19 billion naira alleged fraud or any other charge. The former NSA prays for an order staying further proceedings in the charge until he has exhausted the remedies available to him in law for the enforcement of his right to liberty as preserved by the bail order granted him. He also wants an order discharging him of all the offences contained in the charge. However, prosecuting counsel Rotimi Jacobs, SAN, noted the defense is employing a delay tactic in order to stall the trial. He said, rather than prepare his defense and commence his trial, the Suki is trying to slow the process by the application. In their own submissions, counsel to second and third defendants, Chief Akin Olujimi, SAN, and Solomon Omar told the court that they were just served in court the processes filed by the Suki and government, and that they needed time to study it. Justice Hussein Baba Yusuf consequently adjourned the case till February 4, 2016. The Suki, who is the first defendant, alongside Shuaibu Salisu, a former Director of Finance and Administration, Office of the National Security Advisor, Aminu Baba Usa, former General Manager, Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Acacia Holdings Limited, and Reliance Referral Hospital Limited are being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on a 19-count charge bordering on money laundering and criminal breach of trust to the tune of over 13 billion naira. It will be recalled that Justice Baba Yusuf had on December 18, 2015, granted bail to the Suki and the rest of his co-accused bail in the sum of 250 million naira with one surety in like sum in relation to 19 counts of misappropriation of about 32 billion naira meant for purchase of arms. Also on December 21, 2015, Justice Peter Afen granted bail to the Suki and his co-defendants with respect to another 22 counts of misappropriation of about 13 billion naira, which was part of the arms fraud.
Welcome back. Still on the arms deal saga, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has re-arraigned Olisa Metuh, the National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), on a fresh 2-count charge bordering on destruction of document.
Metuh was arraigned before Justice Ishaq Bello of the Federal Capital Territory High Court sitting in Maitama, Abuja, for allegedly attempting to destroy the confessional statement he volunteered while being quizzed by operatives of the EFCC. The fresh charges were filed on January 18, 2016. The offence is punishable under Section 166 of the Penal Code, Cap 532, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, Abuja, 2004. Metuh, who was brought to court from Kuje Prison by officers of the Nigerian Prison Service, pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to him. In view of his plea, prosecuting counsel Silvanus Tahir urged the court to fix a date for commencement of trial. Responding, Metuh's counsel Onyechik Peazu, SAN, prayed the court to grant the accused bail, taking into consideration that the punishment does not exceed 2 years. Justice Bello, while ordering Metuh to be remanded in prison custody, adjourned the matter to January 25, 2016 for hearing on the bail application. He, however, noted that both parties would be communicated on the possibility of hearing the bail application on January 22, 2016. On January 22nd, when the court resumed to hear the bail application, Justice Bello granted bail to Metuh. Metuh's counsel, Onyechi Okpeazu, SAN, while moving the bail application, prayed the court to admit the accused to bail, citing Section 158 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, 2015. He said, and I quote, "Our humble appeal is that the court should exercise its discretion in granting the accused bail, bearing in mind the fact that he has been a legal practitioner for 27 years and he knows the implication of bail. Besides, an accused person is by law presumed innocent until proven otherwise. So, there is need for him to be allowed the chance to gather evidence in order to defend himself." End of quote. Counsel to EFCC, Silvanus Tahir, in response, did not oppose the bail application but prayed the court to grant the defendant bail on terms that will guarantee his presence in court to stand his trial. Justice Bello granted the accused bail in the sum of 300 million naira and 2 sureties in like sum. The sureties' residence addresses must be verified for easy reach. The matter was adjourned to February 26, 2016 for commencement of trial. It will be recalled that Metuh is also standing trial on a 7-count charge brought against him by the EFCC before Justice Okon Abang of the Federal High Court, Abuja, for allegedly receiving 400 million naira from former National Security Advisor Colonel Samba Dasuki, retired, who is being tried for laundering $2.1 billion.
What is it? Please, keep to yourself.
Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
Yes.
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you.
Hey!
Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear a special man that the people of EFCC and chase people who are doing wuru to submit other people's money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
Jail. How you are? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are getting die of hunger and neglect, be careful. EFCC, I watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Thank you for joining us again on the program. Still on the Eagle, a witness in the ongoing trial of a former Director General of Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, Patrick Akpobolukemi, and 5 others, has told Justice Ibrahim Buba of the Federal High Court in Lagos how he was paid over 500 million naira for services not rendered by the agency. Kamila Gebi once again has this report.
Akpobolukemi is standing trial alongside 5 others in a 2.3 billion naira charge preferred against them by the EFCC. 3 witnesses have been presented so far before the court in the matter. They are Teslim Adekunle, a compliance officer with Zenith Bank PLC, Chikomeka Benjamin, a fashion designer, and Usaini Sabu. The first witness, Adekunle, in his own testimony told the court that between August and October 2015, his bank received 9 requests from EFCC in respect of the following accounts: Southern Offshore Limited, Kenzo Logistics Limited, Extreme Vertex Nigeria Limited, Arrowwood Consulting Limited, Avant-Garde Security Solution, and Green Lemon Limited. Others, he said, are Ace Prosthetics Limited, O2 Services Limited, Suco Global Limited, and the Committee on International Shipping and Port Security. According to the witness, money flowed into accounts of the aforementioned companies from the account of the Committee on ISPS. The witness was shown a bundle of documents which he identified as the request letters from EFCC, response from his bank, and the statement of accounts in question. In one of the documents, which were already tendered and admitted as exhibit, the witness said that on 5th March 2015, there was an inflow of over 21 million naira into the 9 customers' account from the Committee on ISPS. Also, on 4th May 2015, there was another inflow of the sum of 16 million naira into same accounts from ISPS. The witness went on that another sum of 21 million naira was again paid into the same accounts, but as at the time the last lodgement was made, there was a balance of less than 2,000 naira in the account. When the witness was asked how the money earlier credited into the account was dispersed, he said that on 19th June 2015, there was an outflow of the sum of 10 million naira and another sum of over 11 million naira to the account of one Uchenna Obi domiciled at Diamond Bank. In Exhibit P9, the witness said there was an evidence of the credit of the sum of about 800 million naira lodged on August 29, 2014 in the account of ISPS from NIMASA. After the lodgement of the money, the witness said there were several outflows. According to him, the 4th accused person, through 13 different transactions, received 3 billion naira from the account of ISPS. Other beneficiaries of the money, he said, are Extreme Vertex Nigeria Limited, who received the sum of 318 million naira on 6th November 2014. On the 27th of November 2014, Avant-Garde Security Solution received the sum of 94 million naira. Extreme Vertex Nigeria Limited received the sum of 270 million naira on the 28th November 2014. In Exhibit P6, the witness disclosed that the sum of 230 million naira was paid into the account of Arrowwood Consulting Limited from Nimasa on the 12th December 2014. And on the 28th of December 2014, another 257 million naira and another 176 million naira were also paid into the same account. Others are Suko Global Limited, who received the sum of 15 million naira on the 8th of January 2015. O2 Services Limited received 21 million naira, 200,000 naira, and another 16 million naira on the 15th of March 2015 and 4th May 2015 respectively. The witness also told the court that on 28th May 2015, another sum of 447 million naira was paid into ISPS account from Nimasa, and after the lodgement, the money was allegedly transferred into various accounts of the aforementioned companies. The witness, while explaining Exhibit P4, said another company, Avant-Garde Security Solution, received the sum of 29 million naira, 94 million naira, and another 95 million naira respectively from Nimasa between 22nd July 2014 and 28th May 2015. Exhibit P11 shows that there was an inflow of the sum of over 200 million naira from Nimasa and an outflow of the sum of 17 million naira to Southern Offshore Limited. After reviewing and explaining the contents of the exhibit, Prosecuting Counsel Rotimi Oyedepo asked the witness to explain the procedure for cash lodgement and disbursement in his bank, and the witness said, and I quote, "All funds are disbursed based on instructions of the customer, either in the banking hall or by use of internet banking. In any case, the instructions for payment always comes from the customer." End of quote. Another witness, Chukwumeka Benjamin, who is the general manager of one of the companies that allegedly benefited from the disbursement of the funds from the Committee on International Shipping and Port Security ISPS, gave his testimony. He told the court how his company, Extreme Vertex Nigeria Limited, received the sum of 546 million naira from Nimasa for a service that was never executed. The witness, a fashion designer by profession, told the court that he and the third accused person, Ekene Nwakuche, were secondary school mates. He further told the court that he approached Nwakuche when he learned that he had a job with Nimasa and asked him if there was any contract available that he could handle. Thereafter, Benjamin said that Nwakuche started giving him some businesses. The first transaction, he said, came through a credit alert of the sum of 21,200,000 naira from Nimasa. The witness said when he got the credit alert, he asked for the purpose of the lodgement in his account, but Nwakuche only told him to hold on, that he was awaiting instructions from his boss, the second accused person, Captain Ezekiel Bala Agaba. Benjamin told the court that after a while, Nwakuche provided him with some specific account numbers and instructed him to transfer the said money into the accounts provided. The witness also told the court that sometime in November 2014, he received another inflow of the sum of 318 million naira from Nimasa, with the same instruction to transfer the sum into certain account numbers provided by Nwakuche. The last lodgement the witness received from Nimasa was for the sum of 207 million naira, with the same instructions of moving it into some specified account numbers. Prosecuting counsel Rotimi Oyedepo asked the witness if there was any contract agreement between his company and Nimasa, and his answer was no. Oyedepo showed the witness Exhibit P7, which contains details of the witness's company account, which he confirmed to the court that he was a signatory to the account. Oyedepo also showed the witness another document alleged to be forged and addressed to the Director General of Nimasa, who is the first accused person. Benjamin confirmed to the court that the letter did not emanate from his company and that he didn't know the person who signed the document. The letter was then tendered and admitted as Exhibit P13. The prosecuting counsel later called a third witness, Hussein Sabo. In his evidence, Sabo told the court that he operated as a middleman between buyer and seller in a bureau de change outlet. When he was asked to explain the events of December 1st, 2014, he told the court that he received the sum of 40 million naira in two transactions through Avant-Garde Security Solution, one of the companies that allegedly benefited from the disbursement of funds from the Committee on International Shipping and Port Security, ISPS. The witness said he also received another sum of 238,800,000 naira from another company with the name Southern Offshore Limited. The witnesses were later discharged and Justice Buba adjourned the matter to 2nd, 5th 16th and 19th February 2016 for continuation of trial.
Glad to have you join us again on the program. Still on court matters. An operative with the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC testifying in the ongoing trial of former Benue Governor Gabriel Suswan and his Finance Commissioner Omodachi Okolobia has told Justice A.R. Mohammed of the Federal High Court sitting in Maitama, Abuja, that Suswan diverted proceeds from the sale of shares owned by the Benue State Government and Benue Investment and Property Company Limited. Olufemi Adeyemi has more on the story.
The prosecution witness said this while being cross-examined by Suswam's counsel, Joseph Daudu, SAN. According to the witness, Suswam ordered the sale of Benue State-owned shares through Elixir Investment Partners Limited, a stock brokerage firm. He told the court that his investigation revealed that an offense had been committed going by the way proceeds realized from the sale of the shares were managed. Speaking on particulars of the petition against Suswam that was tendered as a certified true copy by the EFCC, the witness said the allegations include diversion of 6 billion naira ecological funds belonging to Benue State government for 8 years, diversion of 1 billion naira from the money realized from the sale of Taraku Vegetable Oil Company Limited, diversion of 25 billion from local government accounts, taking loans and bonds from capital market for the purpose of providing infrastructure worth 12 billion naira. Other allegations in the petition said being the owner of Metropolitan Hotel, Suswam sold same to Benue State government. He was also said to have taken up a property from his brother whom he pays 60 million naira to on a monthly basis as rent. He was also accused of selling the International Modern Market without approval from the State House of Assembly, and finally, his non-execution of most of the capital projects earmarked. The case was then adjourned to the next day for continuation of hearing. At the resumed sitting, the prosecution counsel, Rotimi Jacobs' son, presented another witness, Bridget Shaidu, who is the managing director of Benue State Investment and Property Limited. Testifying, Shaidu told the court that her duties, among other things, include coordinating the general activities of the agency and implementing decisions taken by the board of directors. According to her, she said she was invited to the government house by Suswam, who was with Okolobia, for a discussion on the sale of some of Benue State shares held in trust with Benue State Investment Limited. Shaidu said the former governor directed the sale of the shares after their meeting and that Okolobia, who was former commissioner at the time, sent 2 account numbers to her for onward payment. Both Suswam and Omodachi are being prosecuted by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on a 9-count charge bordering on money laundering, abuse of office, and obtaining by false pretense to the tune of over 3 billion naira. Suswam and Okolobia were alleged to have diverted the proceeds of the sale of shares owned by Benue State Government and Benue Investment and Property Company Limited. The offence is punishable under Section 15, subsection 3 of the Money Laundering Prohibition Act as amended in 2012. The case has been adjourned to February 15, 2015 for continuation of trial. Olufemi Adeyemi, reporting for the Eagle.
Nigeria is the 6th largest producer of oil in the world. In over 50 years of oil exploration, the country has earned well over $600 billion as oil revenue. If properly managed, it should provide us with a health system that will save lives and not a decaying health system. A society where energy goes round for meaningful development and not an epileptic power supply system. A productive educational system and not a decaying educational system. A society where jobs are created for self-sustainability and not a society where our youth roam the streets unemployed. A highway of safety and security and not roads that lead us to early graves. We should have credible leaders who deliver dividends of democracy to the people and not corrupt leaders who divert our collective revenue for private use. Say no to corrupt leaders. This message is from the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC.
Thank you, Olufemi, for that report. The program is The Eagle, coming to you from the stables of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. Now to a public service announcement. Please stay tuned.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, wishes to alert the general public about activities of some unscrupulous elements who have opened fake Facebook accounts in the name of the acting chairman of the commission, Ibrahim Mustafa Magu. The 2 accounts, www.facebook.com/ facebook.com/Ibrahim Mustafa Magu and www.facebook.com/magu.ibrahim.77 have become platforms for various unwholesome activities, including solicitations for gratification and influence peddling using the name of the EFCC boss. The public is hereby warned not to respond to any request for friendship and other demands in the name of Magu, as the accounts do not belong to him. Also, the Commission warns the public to be mindful of telephone calls by persons claiming to be acting on behalf of the acting chairman and soliciting for gratification. Such calls or persons should be reported to the EFCC or the nearest police station. The Commission has consistently maintained that it does not solicit money or gratification of any sort to carry out its statutory duties. The general public is by this release enjoined to be vigilant and help in unmasking these unscrupulous elements who are bent on soiling the reputation of Magu and the EFCC.
For the benefit of the public, the Commission's official Facebook account is facebook.com/official EFCC. The Commission can also be reached on any of the following hotlines: 0990444751 or 0990444752. You can also send us an email to info@efccnigeria.org. And before we go, a quick rundown of our activities today. We brought to you a report on the rearrangement of Olisa Metuh, Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), on a 2 fresh counts charge bordering on destruction of documents.
We also brought you a report on the ongoing trials of Patrick Akpogbo-Lokemi, a former Director General of NIMASA, and that of Gabriel Suswan before a Federal Capital Territory High Court in Abuja.
And that brings us to the end of this week's edition of The Eagle. We hope you continue to tune in as we bring you interesting updates within the EFCC. Please don't forget to send your feedback to us via The Eagle at efccnigeria.org or search for us on Google Plus at Official EFCC or Official EFCCNG at gmail.com.
You can also like our page on facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter at official EFCC. And to watch our programs and other activities, please log on to youtube.com/official EFCC. My name is Aisha Mohammed. Good evening.
And I'm Aisha Gambari, hoping to see you next week. God bless Nigeria.